I made it beat, by the way.
Appreciated. Yep. We're about to go ahead and start the show.
Yeah.
Tonight, well, I'm gonna look y'all down, look at the camera because we are recording and then we live at the same time. So
we global, baby.
What it is.
We global.
So what's going on, y'all? This is season 3. Tree.
Yeah.
So we coming at y'all with a new hotness, man. We got a whole new topic, man. It's called interracial interactions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all sip on that for a minute. We're gonna talk about everything from the sun up, from relationships to civil rights to am I black enough? We're gonna talk about all that stuff.
Am I black enough?
Am I black enough?
Okay.
Am I black enough? So we're gonna jump into it, man. So we're recording here and we're live here, and I hope y'all see us. And we're live on Instagram, wherever's on there as well. I'm gonna try to keep up as best I can, trying to get the comments and all that good stuff going. But we are here.
We in this thing.
We definitely in this thing.
Yeah.
So, just to kick it off, man, we're going to start from my right and then bring it on down to the left. We got to my right,
Mac. Anthony.
K1.
Silk.
Kale.
D. And we are here to bring you episode 21.
Dang.
Season 3.
Season 3.
I wish I had a button.
We got that soundboard.
Right, that soundboard. But that's coming because, we're working on a podcast. So that's definitely coming for y'all, man. We're going to have the sounds and stuff flowing. It's going to be good to go. So, definitely when we jump into this, man, if y'all got any comments, questions, concerns, you got a story you want to tell about whatever you dealt with interracial interactions, we are here. So just throw it at us. So to kick it off, man, who's ready to go for it? Because I only have experience tiny bit as far as interracial relationships. So anybody else want to throw theirs in?
Never dated outside my race.
Yes, unfortunately.
Unless you wanna. Never mind.
I wouldn't go so far as to say unfortunately.
I'm just saying, it's like when it comes to him, sounds like he's like never really.
He found the one early on.
Black women. Black women, baby.
We're not, just to clarify, we are not denouncing. We, as the corner, we are not denouncing interracial relationships.
At all. I was just saying.
Well, like I said, the topic ain't all about that. It's about everything. Just, culmination of all that. Like, these interactions, how do they shape, the world, and how they shape us, and just how they shape things going on now. That's the whole gist of it.
Oh, yeah. I got a quick. This is actually a recent occurrence.
Yes, sir.
Interracial reactions.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sitting in Jeep at the gas station, chilling, up at the parking spot, not at the pump. Car full of nurses or some sort of medical field working ladies. Not car, Tahoe, big ass Tahoe and shit. They pull up. I'm just like, I look over. I'm like, oh, that's a nice car, brand new Tahoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it because it's nice. Right? That's it. That's the only reason I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at it with any sort of criminal intent. Like, you need keys? What's up? Like, running? Alright, so the whole truckload hops out, goes in the gas station, right?
Yes, sir.
One of them turn around, look at me in the driver's seat of my Jeep, and mouth, lock the car. Yo. Alright, so.
And what you trying to say?
Alright, so me. Most people know I'm about the last person you gotta worry about messing with somebody or going out and doing some stupid shit, stealing a car or some shit. My natural instinct, personally, every time I see it, because this ain't the first time, but it just happens to be the most recent time, and hey, we're on an adequate topic. But every time I see that, I swear I want to just like hop out, jiggle the door handle, set the alarm off, and then calmly laugh and get in my car and drive off. Like, it's like, what? Like, I'm not appearing threatening I don't know how I would look threatening, like, but you decide you want to look at me and then go, lock the door.
Yeah.
Like, for what?
Well, let you know you do that. You going to jail.
But you know, it's funny that you say. It's funny that you say that though. Just like so, just say for me, like just walking and work, or whatever, just seeing different people, whatever. Like my job is real diverse. I mean, we have every race.
I mean,
imaginable.
most companies now have gotten to the point.
Yeah.
Most, not all.
Not all.
But-
I mean, I've been in some jobs where.
Oh yeah, you the target. Yeah, I did. Hey, I've been there too.
No, I mean, I even had a CEO who's like, yeah, we love y'all working here. We want your daughters and your daughters and your grandchildren and all that working.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That sounds
Whoa,
like slavery.
whoa,
Don't
no,
we?
no, no.
no.
This is indentured servitude.
Right.
I don't know about here.
But anyways, besides that, I remember I brought a point up a while ago, man. Like I could be at work or whatnot. Like I said, you know, different people at my job, whatever. I could say, hey, to somebody, hey, how you doing?
It's like it's a cold little like.
Yeah, like I'm like.
Did you? Oh, you spoke. Okay, well,
Right.
keep it moving. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, and then, you know, I got to the point where I was like, man, maybe I should just go Samuel L. Jackson on these people. You know, like I say, hey, and then you don't respond. I know you heard me.
Right.
Then like, hey, motherfucker, good morning. Like, you know, like,
Right.
damn, like, you don't see me? You know, but, you know, I've dealt with situations like that, and I'm just like, I don't feel like I seem threatening. You know, if I say hi to you, then apparently I have to be some type of, you know,
Right.
nice person. I
Civil,
would think.
at least.
You know,
they-
but sometimes it's just some people
that
just
barrier
like,
is there for some folks. We in the South, which surprisingly, all right, so I've got connections from being all over the nation and shit. I still have connections in different states and stuff.
Nice.
There's people up north, and well, I've lived up north, and the racial climate, which is really strange to me because the North likes to shit all over the South, talking about we just some redneck bumpkins,
Yeah.
can't pronounce words worth a damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, the racial climate up there is almost worse than it is down here. You feel me? Like bad. Like apparently it's just whole. Almost said clans. Didn't quite mean to go that far, but there's whole mobs of people that are like legitimately hazing people from other races. You know what I'm saying? And that's to me a little bit off because a lot of people, especially the North, like to tout off about the North being a little bit more accepting or open, more especially like the New York area and stuff being a mixing pot.
Since
No.
they were free states.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they like to say that, but but as far as acting on that, no, they definitely, everybody got their own boroughs and corners that they like to chill out in now, and the racial climate up there is definitely no better than it is down here, like whatsoever, like at all.
Especially probably like places like Boston.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
bad.
I'm not
It is-
saying I'm
it's
surprised. I'm
Like,
just-
because
I'm just
apparently,
doing the history, yeah.
apparently the
Absolutely.
South gets a bad rep for the whole N-bomb being dropped everywhere. You want to hear the N-bomb, walk into Boston. You know, like not playing with you. Pennsylvania, all them places up there. You catch them deep enough, they get that little courage behind them and number. They start rattling that shit off. Boy. Like I'm telling you. That's crazy, boy.
Oh shit. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't traveled. I'll take that back. I've been to Ohio, but I was a kid, so I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, Ohio get pretty.
I'm pretty sure.
There's some- there's some-
I'm pretty sure.
It depends on
it's
where you
pretty
at.
neutral.
It depends
Yeah,
on where
absolutely.
you at, sir.
Absolutely.
I've done Cleveland. They're pretty. I would say
Yeah,
Cleveland
they're-
is pretty good
yeah.
about that. But like once
Yeah.
you get to
But
like,
y'all pretty much from that area, so y'all would know.
I'm from. Well, my
That's what
family
I'm
is
saying.
from
Yeah,
that area
yeah.
in Kentucky, and we did a little traveling and stuff
Right.
like that in
Facts.
Ohio. But yeah, no, there's like Cleveland is pretty neutral. Akron is depending on what side
Yeah.
you on, like real shit.
You on the wrong side, boy.
Yes, like you don't walk in the wrong neighborhood now.
Going on this block.
But yeah, no, North ain't got it no better than we do, and it's crazy that they like to act like they do. But no.
I mean, if you think about it, they look at it like, oh, hey, who's the first ones that, have free, people up here,
Right.
free people of color. So therefore, they look at it like, yeah, we got that, trophy to carry on our back or whatever. But versus down here in the South, yeah, we ain't progressing as much or whatever. But, still, you got people up there that feel some type of way.
I feel like a point to be made about that, as far as like back when the Civil War and everything was going on. All right, yeah, y'all come up here free men, But you talking about the North was the more industrialized area of the nation. And all right, so we got these big ass factories. Oh, y'all don't like working out in the cotton fields? How about y'all hop on in this big dark ass sweaty building real quick? You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna catch a tan.
But you gotta work your ass.
But you gotta work your ass.
Yeah, you definitely work. And it's hot too, no AC.
No AC. You got your little fan here.
Similar conditions, you know.
You know, oh man,
It's gonna blow hot air on you. But
But yeah, man, like it's really wild. Oh, and then especially it's really crazy because the West tries to act like they have racial acceptance everywhere.
West.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Really?
Yeah,
We talking about Midwest? Or we
No,
talking
West.
West?
Cali is.
I'm just being for sure.
They're known as the more, I guess, liberal on the side of the argument of racism, but no, there's still a whole lot of judgment happening out there, bro. Like, very much so. Like, I mean, there isn't much segregation, but I feel like it's almost like the snark over there hits a different level. Like, you know, most people out there kind of have, they like to be known as more cultured, you know, kind of similar to New York, just out west in a different kind of sort of vibe they got to them, but they're still very, my buddy's favorite word here, prejudice.
Hey, look, word of the day. Everybody's prejudiced to a certain degree. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That's all. That's all. But prejudice and racism are not they're not synonymous. I just want to put that out there.
I love everybody, man.
I love
Ain't
everybody.
prejudice.
Yeah, I love everybody.
Alright.
I say it like this, I love everybody, but everybody don't love me.
That's true.
That's
very
that
true, bro.
is definitely a true statement.
That
I
is a
mean,
true
hell,
statement.
as far as my heritage goes, I can't really be hating on nobody. I got Native American, black, white, everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
Just by how I was, just by how I was just brought up, you had to watch for certain people.
yeah. I
mean,
mean,
it's
I feel like as a black individual coming up, you get taught things a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like you get taught, you get that sit down. Like, look, I know you feel like you a normal, regular person out here in this world. It ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? You get that speech, and like I never forget my mom trying to sit me down because like, all right, so I guess we'll go ahead and dive into the next segment of this as far as relationships and everything goes. I had to sit down back then, let's say 4th, 5th grade ish. My mom started noticing the types of people that I was hanging around and stuff. And she didn't have a problem with it, but she did sit me down like, look, like, I don't have any reservations about you being around certain types of people, but you need to know that there is a possibility that you're going to come across.
Yep.
I'll keep going.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Hello?
We're recording on everything else, but the mic isn't even attached to this.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna work on that. Y'all continue talking.
Shit.
I mean, like I said, we still have a live stream
Right,
on,
we
so
still
that
have-
content is on there. So
we-
y'all keep going. Y'all keep going.
But anyway, you know, I don't have any reservations with you hanging out with certain people, but you do need to know that hanging out with certain people, you might come across some adversity. And, you know, I guess that's a strong word for a small child, but, you know, thankfully I was somewhat in tune, younger, and I got that, and I was like, well, what do you mean adversity? Because up to this point, I hadn't really witnessed anything, hadn't, you know, had any strange occurrences or anything, and I'd been with a mixed crowd my whole life. And she was like, well, I'm sure you've probably heard about slavery. And I was like, yeah. That's a thing. That's a whole topic. And she was like, well, basically there are still people in the world that feel as though that wasn't necessarily the wrong way of living. And they might still try to project those values and ideals today. And I was like, so you mean somebody's gonna come get me and make me go work in a field? And she was like, no, they might not do that, but getting friendly with a certain crowd might wind up landing you into a situation that you get discriminated against.
Yeah.
And I was like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a kid at this point.
Right, you know.
And she was like, you're a black child. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Yeah. Go on. And, well, you sort of resemble what they don't like. And I was like,
which is?
This is a whole discussion. And I was like, okay, like, I'm not quite following. And she was like, all right, so whites versus blacks was a legitimate whole session of time, like a very long period of time. You probably dabbled in the civil rights in school, right? And I was like, yeah, but that was like a long time ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she was like,
You're like 4th, 5th.
yeah, 4th, 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? So that was eons ago to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about?
Yeah, right.
What?
If it wasn't Dragon Ball Z,
It does not register at this point.
well, it still supported.
Right.
Well, it still supported unless it was Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
You damn right. That was eons ago.
You feel me? And so she was like, all right, so those people from then still exist today. And I was like, all right, so I'm still not understanding where the issue is. Like, I've lived this long. Like, I'm, you know, I can't remember how old I was, like 9, 10 years old or whatever.
4th, 5th grade.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And, you know, I haven't experienced any of that. She was like, well, you haven't been aware of that. And, right. And so what she began to tell me was like, people are going to not like you just because of how you look. And I was like, I haven't seen that. And she was like, no, because you're young. You know, if you haven't openly experienced it, then that's a good thing. I'm happy that that hasn't occurred obviously enough for you to you know, see that. But and then she began to tell me about some of the things in school that I had gone through that were like some difficulties that I didn't even really get why they were difficult and everything. Apparently, when I was in 2nd grade, I was a very gifted student. I got offered an opportunity. My 2nd grade teacher, I guess I won't say name on that, but 2nd grade teacher saw that I was a gifted student. I was very much at the top of my class. I can't even remember to tell you if I was top or anywhere around it. I just know I was smart.
Yeah.
And, you know, she offered me the opportunity to be in the TAG program, talented and gifted. And I took the test and apparently did pretty well, and didn't, for whatever reason, make that particular program, and I didn't know why, you know, because I thought I did pretty good on the test, you know what I'm saying? And it turns out I was officially discriminated against because I would have been literally the only black person in that school's talented and gifted program.
Oh, Jesus.
And and I remember, and I remembered when she told me that my 2nd grade teacher she called a special meeting with my mom, and I was there for that meeting. Like, I wasn't like on top of it, a part of the meeting, but I was like in the classroom, just kind of like, I think there was a school class pet that I was playing with. There was a little bird that I was over there talking to and, like, you know, petting and all that shit. And then I could kind of judge what was going on in the situation. I started hearing sniffles and shit. I turn around, both my mom and my teacher are crying. And I turn and I'm like, okay, hold on, Birdie. Go ahead and go back in your little cage. What's going on here? But they didn't tell me what the issue was. They just said, you know, there's nothing to worry about. It's okay. Just go ahead and, you know, go play or, you know, read a book or something. And I was like, all right. And, you know, I'm a kid, so I'm just like, all right, cool. Y'all tell me straight. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, do what I gotta do. Yeah. And apparently, in this conversation, she's like, well, you remember when tag program, blah 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 blah. She was like, you were officially discriminated against at that point. And I was like, for what? Because you were black. And I was like, what? Like, she was like, yeah, like that, and that's only one instance that you don't know about. And I was like, wow. And so she started to unfold all the other things that had happened that I didn't know about, that I was being discriminated against in. And I was like, bruh. Like, I would, like, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Very much so. It's still very much a part of the system. Like, the system, like, is definitely alive. And, but anywho, so in this discussion, she just goes ahead and starts laying out everything that had happened that I was discriminated against and, you know, just, not aware of. And I went to school the next day, like, you motherfucker! I'm just like, do you really like me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go up to, shit, I guess I don't want to put all names and everything, but in 5th grade at Oak Hill, I had a class and I, you know, had my friends and everything, and there was a couple black dudes, but, you know, mainly because of the class was mostly white. Yeah. So, you know, I'm looking at all my friends like, which one of you motherfuckers? You know, y'all don't like me. Right. But like, and I actually asked like my best friend at the time. I was like, bro. He was like, yeah, what's up, man? And I was like, do you really like me? Right. Like, are we cool? Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, we eat lunch next to each other every day. Like, we hang out, we do stuff. Like, you know, what do you mean do I like you? And I was like, no, like, do you like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm black. Like, I literally said that. Like, I was like, yo, I'm like black. My skin color? Right. You like my skin color? Right. I was like, apparently, you guys don't like me. Right. And he was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, he thought I was crazy because apparently, you know, thankfully, that friend was not taught in, you know, such an ignorant, not to insult, but fuck y'all, ignorant way. And so, apparently, I chose correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I went up to all of them. I was like, all friends that I kept around me, I was like, you got a problem with me? Do you like me? Like, you know, are we, like, are you sure you like me? Because, like, I'm... Some people like you real. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so yeah, so I've had some definite discrimination in the schools coming up, like all the way up into high school. Al Kobe did it. Yeah. No bullshit.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir.
That's the most diverse.
So that's why you came to the corner.
Here we are today.
You didn't discriminate.
Yeah,
right.
No.
But, yeah, like, it's some shit, bro.
I got a situation like that, too. This is actually when I first moved out to Covington. And for the viewers, Covington, Georgia. You know,
not Alabama, but you know, there's a couple of them. I think there's Carolina too. Like,
there's a whole other Decatur somewhere. And I think in
Alabama. Yeah, Decatur, Alabama. That's the thing.
Yeah. So when I first moved to Georgia, you know, before I guess so as far as sports, I didn't really participate in a lot of sports except for like track and field and soccer. Those are my two favorite sports. Yeah.
Soccer is a fun sport.
Yes. So, you know, growing up,
you don't like
whatever.
Running. You don't like running. He don't like running. He don't like running unless there's an orange ball in his hand. Like, that's it. That's it. Maybe some pigskin.
Right. But yeah, I've enjoyed soccer, you know, for mainly all my life. I played in AAU soccer.
I still kick the ball around today.
Yeah, you know, and I would too, you know, if I had one.
Oh, shit. Well, we need to link up. I'd still be doing that.
Bet. So, you know, as far as linking up, you know, that's where the story leads to. So, when I moved to the neighborhood, there was a couple of guys that actually lived up across the street from me.
I know who you're talking about.
You might. I ain't gonna drop names,
right,
but you might. Yeah. you might know. So, we was playing in cul-de-sac, and you know, they was playing soccer. I decided to say, hey man, I want to join in or whatever. You know, like, these were two white dudes, and actually one that was from some other country. You know, happened to be a minority. You know, not a non-white person. So,
right.
Yeah, so make sure y'all keep that in mind too. But So we playing. You know, I'm showing off my skills and things like that. You know, I'm
chilling with
yeah, like Pele, everything.
Yeah,
It was
so
crazy.
a rainbow. It's over with.
Yeah,
What? You can do that. I'm telling you.
Right, you know, and I learned these skills because I developed the skills, and I love the game. I love the game of soccer.
Yes, sir.
Didn't think it was a problem at all. You know, we got done playing. I think we was playing like 3 games, and then we got done. You know, because it was getting dark. And then one of the white guys was like, "Dang man, you're really good." I was like, "Yeah man, I've been playing since I was about 8, 9, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is middle school.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, "Yeah man, I've been playing since I was 8, 9 years old." You know, yeah, I've been playing for some years. So, like, damn man, you're really good. Another white guy was like, "Yeah man, I didn't think you was good in soccer. You know, in this particular sport." I was like, well, I just told you I've been playing since I was 8 or 9. So, I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a little bit. Right. I would think that I'm okay. You know. And I was like, yeah, I've been playing for that long. Like,
first.
right. You know. Right. And then one of the other minority, I forget where he was from actually. But I gotta go
Hispanic, island.
Well, you know, another person of color said that, you know, it was like, yeah, man, he straight up said, yeah, I didn't think black people play soccer.
Damn.
I was like, wait, what you mean, bro?
It happens, boy.
Yeah, you know, and that because, you know, up until that point, I wasn't exposed to that, you know, to that type of discrimination, I guess,
Right.
or just, you know, that type of segregation in sports. Because, you know, in my mind, I'm just like, well, I mean, if you're good at sports, you just nice. You know, like, you just nice.
Right. You
I happen to be nice at soccer.
Right.
You know, the other guy was like, yeah, I never seen, you know, too many black people play soccer. I was like, what you mean, man? You know, I'm like, what you mean?
Right.
Other white guy, you know, decides to interject and say, I mean, you know what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about.
Right.
We don't see too many black people. I was like,
I mean,
no, I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean?
At least they laid it on softly. You know what I'm saying? You like, because there's some out there that's straight.
Right. No, but that's what's
open with, hey,
like,
you're black. Are you
know
sure?
what he's saying?
You sure you want to jump in this game?
Right. You sure you want to play?
Yeah.
You can watch if you want to. I'm like, no, I know how to play soccer.
I don't play. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
You see the color of your skin, buddy?
Right.
I don't know. I know you guys are good, but
I mean, good at sports, but
Right. Let us have this.
Right. Man,
I got basketball and football. Let us
come
have
on,
this.
like, come on, man.
Let me say, I was
have some type
fucking
of
him up too.
similar experience.
Yeah.
I delivered pizzas to this one man, and when I got there, I remember he had a dog tied to a tree, and I don't do other people's dogs. But he was like, "Oh, he's harmless. She just wants to be petted."
She ain't trying to hear that. No, no.
So I'm like, okay. I take it as if you're standing right there. Okay, fine. It must be harmless. I promise you, if they bite me, I'm killing the dog.
Oh my.
So I go around.
That's
The
on
dog
God.
was harmless, but I go around. I go to the customer, and they were paying cash. So I tell them the price, and they give me some money, and they won't change. I am not good at mental math.
Okay.
Right.
My phone wasn't with me, so I'm just like, he had gave me something, and I thought he gave me less than what it was, and I was like, it's 20 something, and he was like, I gave you 40, and I was like, oh, my bad. And as I'm looking down to get the change, I hear him look. He looked to his side to this person and said, that's your people. I looked up, the nigga was black. I said, wait, he did tip me really good.
I mean, after that comment,
but-
shit,
you better.
they give you the whole 40, motherfucker.
No, but I was gonna go back to work and say, look, I'm not delivering to that patient at all. I was gonna say, look, this man made a racist comment, but it's not delivered here no more. And they would have done it, but I was like, well, he gave me a pretty nice tip.
Alright, well,
I think I
you shell out.
slide. This is one time.
But I heard you. I heard you say it.
Right. Watch it now.
And I'm thinking to like the black man, you ain't gonna say nothing?
Right.
Okay.
See, but he been in it for a while.
I
know.
That's
Since he was comfortable enough to say that's your people,
I
then
guess.
he
Yeah,
definitely.
he been in it for a while.
Not gonna call you Uncle Tom, but like shit.
I will say it's prejudice though. I can't compute that with racism though. But I will say that it's kind of prejudice though because. No, man. I mean,
Okay,
listen,
no. I get where he's coming from. I get where he's coming from. I do. I understand
What you
that.
mean? That's your people. That's racist.
Mental math and black people in the same sentence.
But what
I
are you
believe
trying to
that's
say? Your people.
That's fine.
See, that's
Your
what I'm saying.
people what?
Like,
Whoa.
Black
Time
people
out. Time out. Time out.
But that's not
Time out.
racist because they're not oppressing. They're not trying to oppress us at the time.
But
They're
he's
just
grouping
judges.
me into a group of people based on what?
That's stereotype. But
exactly.
hold on.
Stereotype.
But now I will say prejudice is more of coming from a judgmental standpoint.
No, I
Racism,
Yes.
racism is coming from a straight, I hate you for what you are lower than me because of who I am. That's racism.
A superiority.
That
Prejudice
don't
comes
mean he's
from,
not racist. It's a lot of racist people.
I mean, they do go hand in hand. I will say oftentimes they do go hand in hand.
They're not always aggressive.
Right.
Sometimes they like to act nice.
That's fair.
You would never think they're racist.
Ghost got something to say.
All right, Cass,
Yes, sir.
what's up?
Alright, so let me. Alright, so is this racist? I got a question. Is this racist? Let's say we're at someone said church.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
We're at someone said church now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
She knows the story.
You got an older white guy and an older black guy talking.
Okay.
Seem to be pretty
Friends.
decent friends.
Yeah.
Seems to be pretty decent friends.
Alright.
Black guy comes up to the old white dude. Hey, Greg, man, what's your... Nah, Greg sounds too much like a...
Let's
let's say Bob.
They don't know it
Like
like
that.
that.
Hey,
Greg,
Bob,
roll
let's say
with it,
Bob.
roll
Let's
with
say
it.
Bob. Hey, Bob, what's your wife cooking today? Let me come over and get a plate. I'm like, okay, Bob's like, I don't know what she's cooking. Bob looks over to his other white friend and says, I'll feed him a banana sandwich. Is that racist? Or is that...
banana sandwich?
Yes.
What are you trying to
That's
call it?
calling
You trying to
him a
call it a
monkey.
monkey? Is that racist?
Don't tell me that's not racist.
That is coming from a racial background.
Yeah.
That is coming from a racial
Yeah,
background.
first I thought he was
True story.
going. First of all, I thought he was gonna
I
say
remember
this.
you telling
Well, they
me.
cook
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. In the joke.
If you said chicken, I would be like, nah,
That's prejudice.
That is prejudice.
This
Most people eat fried chicken to black
Right,
people.
yeah,
You
no,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
coming from a racial background. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that was a learned behavior.
That is
That was
and
a
the fact that
learned
the
behavior.
black guy was cool with it. That's
No, the black guy didn't hear it.
Oh,
The black guy didn't hear it.
you racist.
That's
racist.
Yeah,
Show him. I'm gonna feed him a banana sandwich.
Like, what, bitch? Alright, you gotta feed you
Y'all ever
a
heard
knuckle
that
sandwich,
before?
yo. Come on, wait till we get out of this church,
I
man.
never even
can't
heard that
no
before.
church
Banana
crowd.
sandwich?
We got the comments.
That's a thing?
Nah, people.
Yeah, banana sandwiches.
Found
Right?
like
Banana and
banana.
peanut butter.
Oh no,
Wow.
I mean, I'll eat it.
Oh,
A banana
shit.
peanut butter sandwich.
See,
That shit.
a banana-
busted.
Hey, you know,
But
already.
it's
But that's the
Sure.
funny
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
though.
banana
But that's the
peanut butter
funny
sandwich,
thing,
that shit
though.
busted.
When that shit happens, we talk about how racist it is, but we be like, oh, but we'll eat the shit.
No, no.
but I ain't gonna eat no banana sandwich.
Ain't no
I'ma
just
eat
I heard
peanut butter
peanut butter and banana. That should be busting. That's what I heard.
No,
You
we
feel
ain't
that?
say no
What I heard?
banana sandwich.
banana
We said banana peanut butter sandwich.
So it's still a banana sandwich.
They eat banana peanut butter sandwich and shit.
Yeah,
You talking about-
They eat chicken.
That is
They
That's a universally accepted food item, alright?
Banana sandwich is universally
Shit.
accepted.
A banana peanut
Peanut butter sandwich. Why you
Peanut-
forgetting the
what's-
peanut butter?
Alright,
Banana,
prejudice.
this motherfucker said banana sandwich.
Hey.
He was gonna take a slice of bread, put some bananas on there, another slice of bread.
Here you go, Negro. What's up?
Eat that, you fucking monkey. Like, that's the difference.
Eddie, oh boy. Man, threw the whole
At
monkey
the
out.
end of the day, if we're talking about the sandwich, y'all say adding peanut butter to it. So it's just a condiment added to the actual
No,
banana
but-
sandwich.
So y'all eat that
Right
shit
or wrong?
today?
like in place
Yes.
of the
Nah,
mayo.
fuck that.
Today
Fuck
y'all
that.
eat
Fuck that. Fuck that.
But what y'all saying is just banana and bread.
Okay, so
Boom.
why don't we call peanut butter and jelly sandwiches just jelly sandwiches or something?
It's two different.
Because
No,
both of
but-
them-
I'm trying to hear that shit.
Well, there's two different things on
Yes,
a banana and a
exactly,
peanut butter sandwich. Like,
Oh, wait.
The
So y'all
peanut butter
argument
take place of the mayonnaise,
The-
so
Right.
it would literally be a banana sandwich.
with
I
peanut butter as a
sure
condiment.
ain't no mayonnaise and banana sandwich.
feel me?
Well,
What the hell y'all got
exactly,
going on?
instead of mayonnaise,
Right.
But it's still
their
sandwich.
choice
So
is.
y'all would eat that shit today.
So it's a
But-
banana
oh,
sandwich.
okay. I
Today
got it.
y'all would eat that.
Yeah, a banana.
Absolutely,
But that's just like
like a ham sandwich. It's still gonna be a ham sandwich with or without mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Fine.
Right or
but,
wrong?
right,
Okay,
but
okay,
now-
okay,
so,
okay,
all right.
okay,
I get. Okay, I
so
get
how
where
about
you're
this?
coming from.
Yeah,
But I'm
okay.
saying,
Okay,
like,
so how about this then?
Okay.
But they want to
Since
be
y'all want to
clear.
call a peanut butter and banana sandwich just a banana sandwich.
apparently racist.
What do you call? Because I have a cousin that does this. I ain't gonna put him on the spot because it's pretty fucking nasty. But what do you call a sandwich with a slice of cheese and jelly on it? Is that shit called just a cheese sandwich?
Wait,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
That's a jelly and
That's
cheese
a jelly and
sandwich.
cheese
Damn.
Or like,
I mean, if this was breakfast, it'd be a
Hey,
cheese biscuit.
if you happen to ever see this, you're
I'm
nasty.
confused.
Like,
You're nasty. Whoever he is, you're nasty.
You're nasty.
Put some meat in that goddamn
pretty
bread or
gross.
something.
Pretty gross.
But
But I love my cousin.
you know what?
I
You know
tried
what?
before. That shit is so
No,
fucking
no,
nasty.
bro.
But you know what I'm gonna throw out here?
That
And
was
it's-
so
y'all might disagree. This is what I'm gonna throw out here. So crab legs has turned into the black food. Am I right or wrong?
I agree.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay.
Seafood
So
period,
coming
probably.
I'm just saying.
from
Yeah, I
a
agree.
chef standpoint, I would say, in preparing seafood, there was always to me a wide diversity of people that ordered crab legs and different things like that. But I will say that here recently, within the last few years, boy, especially especially Atlanta.
I'm sorry.
ACL.
No, I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it.
You can't.
What?
I can't agree with it.
Do you
Crab
even like
legs is
crab
not-
legs?
Oh,
We just
I like
ate
crab
crab
legs.
legs.
I know I like crab legs, but I can't agree with it because the national black people food. We already know
Chicken.
motherfucking hot wings with
Chicken.
some motherfucking crinkle
Chicken.
fries.
Chicken.
Shit,
Hold
you
up.
feel me?
Chicken.
Hot wings.
Hold up, wait a minute. Chicken. Whoa.
I mean, hot wings though.
Wait a minute.
We ain't
Wait a
just talking about no
Chicken.
fried chicken. We talking about some
Wait.
hot
We
wings.
didn't
No,
say fried
hot
chicken.
wings is
Chicken.
Atlanta.
Hold up.
Is Atlanta standpoint.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
That's exactly
With
what I
the
was saying.
lemon pepper
Atlanta
sprinkles.
is
With
the
the
one.
lemon
Extra
pepper
wet.
sprinkles. Extra wet.
Fact. All right, yeah, fact.
If you apologize to somebody, you get them a 10-piece with fries and a drink. That's
But
Hey,
I will say that what you said is very valid. Atlanta put hot wings on the map like that. You feel me? Like Atlanta culture has definitely incorporated. Yeah, fact. A-Town down. What's up?
If your girl
Definitely.
doesn't know what she want to eat, just get some
Hot wings.
Hot
like
wings.
go to wings. Wings
Can't go
is
wrong
definitely
with
a
She
good
won't be
fallback.
mad.
like shit.
Either
will
that,
not be mad.
all right.
I'm
Well, you
sorry.
might get your bougie one that might come
Sorry.
along. Let me get the boneless. All right, I guess.
Boneless.
I
I'm
guess.
home.
She ain't a real one.
Boneless.
She ain't a real
If you
one.
go to a wing shop and get boneless,
She ain't a real
I'm just
one.
gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna call nobody else. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Boneless and a wing spot? No.
She ain't a real one.
No.
Facts.
No.
You dealing with a
So
Susie.
you staying at the
Sushi wings.
All right, we ain't gonna say it out loud again, but alright.
Stop it. Stop it. 'Cause I already know what you're about to say. Stop it.
Yeah, you did.
Stop
Shit.
it. Stop it.
Anyway,
Oh
I mean, any other racial,
Yeah.
any other racial instances that you come to mind to speak of?
Yeah, but that soccer story was
I
pretty
got
fucked
another.
up, man.
I got another. But I'm not sure how this
Is
is.
it your
Yeah.
story or somebody else's
No,
story?
this is my story too.
Okay.
Well, shoot, that was my story.
I mean, you watched it happen.
Well, this is my story.
Okay.
All right, I'm working at a job. Not gonna say the job because I'm pretty sure people will probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm working at a job. You feel what I'm saying? And I have this. I'm not gonna call him what he really is. I'm just gonna say team leader.
Okay.
Ah.
I know.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're
No,
talking about.
no. Well, y'all might not. Now, Pete.
Shit.
This
Hey,
team, huh?
Did I work there?
Yeah, but he wasn't really my team leader. I'm just saying.
But I'm
Oh,
saying, but I worked there.
Let him take
Yeah,
it.
Hey man, you trying to give away the damn?
But I'm saying, shit.
I'm trying to figure out who it
They
is.
don't know where we
I'm
work.
trying to figure
I
out
don't
who it
know.
is.
So he wasn't no team leader, but we gonna say team leader. You feel what I'm saying? So like it's me and it was a white dude. Let's
Okay.
say. We ain't gonna say the white dude name.
Oh, I know who you talking
So
about.
every time he talks to the white dude, every time this team leader talks to the white dude, it's like on some, hey bud, what's going on, buddy? How you been? You know what I'm saying? You know, talking to him, you know, regular. It get to me, you gonna stay out of trouble over the weekend?
Oh. Well, I don't know,
Yeah,
Dad.
what's up? You gonna say, hey, I don't wanna hear nothing about you getting in trouble over the weekend.
Okay, Dad.
Getting in trouble over the weekend. Like, what you know about me that I don't know? Like, what I be doing over the weekend?
Right.
And it was like this constantly, every week. And I don't want to hear about you being in jail. I don't want.
Oh, this was recurring.
Oh, I already know what's up.
It's like,
But the person, but
exactly.
yeah, this is the thing though. He didn't come off as racist. He was cool as hell. At first, I thought he was racist when I first started working.
Prejudice, sir.
Nah, bro, racist.
But I'm saying if he don't come off racist, then he's showing prejudice by
Okay, I
treating
guess.
you a different way.
I get. And then, bruh, just
If he's not openly discriminating, legitimately
right.
discriminating,
Matter
at
of
that point you could say he is racist,
Mm.
but in that instance he's being prejudiced.
I got another one.
We gotta separate the two, y'all.
Yes,
Another-
well, you definitely, especially like that.
Another team lead who wasn't a team lead, but we're gonna call him a team lead at my job. All right, back where I used to work, we had some stuff called dope. Right?
I'm sorry, what?
We had some
All right,
stuff called dope.
it's lubricant basically.
Yeah, and what dope is lubricant. It's oil.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
black. It's black.
It's graphite that's in a liquid form.
You feel me? That's what we used to.
No,
Yeah, I'm out here.
no, we ain't eating dog food. This
Hey,
is
you know what I'm saying? It was some stuff called dope that we used to
Right.
lubricate the materials that was on the machine to make these bottles and stuff, right? So one day, you feel what I'm saying? Willie, me, I said, no, nobody don't know who he is. Willie, me, and this team leader.
right.
You feel what I'm saying?
R.I.P.
This,
I thought I had heard
this,
something. Okay, you
this
just
team leader, we have this dope on our hands. You feel what I'm saying? We have dope on our
Graphite.
Graphite oil, we're gonna call it oil so y'all don't
Yeah.
think I'm just some
Yeah.
dope deal out of here. So we have this oil on our hands. So this team leader, who is white, you feel me, comes up to me and Willie, he was like, hey guys, y'all wanna know something about the dope on our hands? And I'm like, what's up? He said, mine washes off.
Yeah, I remember that.
What?
Yeah.
Mine washes off. What you trying to say? What you trying to say? Like, you get it? Don't touch me, nigga. Like, fuck wrong with you? Back your ass up.
I don't want it. What you mean?
I just really do want to know, are we really, like, do you expect us to laugh with
Yeah,
that?
like, what the fuck? Like hit you with a shoulder.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what they do.
That's, I mean, they expect you
They
to laugh.
expect
I'm
you to
like,
laugh at that shit.
funny, right?
Oh,
I
really?
got some comments on IG.
Nah, they already been coming.
Oh, they been coming. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just
Oh,
Jay saying, yo,
Hey,
I got everybody
alright.
up on here. You good?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, we already had to limit with the whole camera situation. We good.
Understood.
Any sort of heavily discriminant racism instances?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I've got a few. So like,
I got one too.
Heavily. So there was this military college called Georgia Military College. Yep, GMC.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Did some road construction around that place.
Yep, Milledgeville, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would never go back there. So there was this one semester where you know it's the college is a traditional especially if you're in the
You're
ROTC
familiar with it
program.
around here. Like,
Yeah, if you're in the ROTC program, that college is predominantly military. There are community college goers, that go there and take a couple of semesters or whatever. But so there was this one event where all the military personnel, or ROTC personnel, excuse me, we were all going whitewater rafting. Now, me personally, I didn't want to go. But I had no choice but to go. I had no choice. No, and contrary to popular belief, I know how to swim. So that wasn't a problem. That wasn't a problem. I just didn't want to go.
I can swim underwater.
Y'all want to?
Okay.
Shit,
I never understood. We'll talk about it later.
All right, we'll get to that.
Keep going.
All right, so we're going whitewater rafting, and it was, I forget what mountains it was called, but it was in North Carolina. So yeah, and while the event was fun, I've had a good time. Ooh, something happens in the camera.
Yeah, there was a warning. You might need to change battery.
Maybe.
Low?
Something
I'm not
flash
sure.
flood.
Something it was like
Let me
black
check,
people.
but I'm
All right,
with everything going on.
I'll keep going. Yeah, so we're
In other
going
words,
whitewater
he's back
rafting.
when it comes to this shit.
So we're going whitewater rafting. We finished. We're loaded back on the buses. For whatever reason.
Yo.
Oh,
Yeah, you got it. Never mind.
Oh, yeah,
I was gonna say you in frame.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so whatever reason, there was a couple of white guys that decided to, flex what they was talking about. I should also say, for whatever reason, these particular white people, at my school, swore up and down that there was a difference between the words nigga and nigger.
Oh,
So,
all right, cool.
with that being said,
So, you said the first one. I didn't know if we was going there. Cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah. So with that being said, now it is a predominant white school, but the school had a football team, so it was a whole bunch of black people that played, football.
Right.
So so in a weird way, it kind of balanced out.
Right.
But so we on the bus, and it was two white people going back and forth about something stupid.
Right.
Something stupid. And mind you, this is ROTC. These was like 18, 17, 19-year-olds.
Kids.
Yeah, kids. For them to be an officer in the military, they had to go to ROTC and
Right.
other trainings.
Different programs.
Yeah, and then commission as an officer.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in my opinion, I think is stupid. Because they never went to basic training.
Okay.
But whatever. Whatever.
The mind, not the body, is the officer.
Exactly.
Yes, apparently.
Exactly. So these two were arguing about something. Not sure what it was. I wasn't paying attention. My antennas didn't. And then the second one was like, "Bro, my nigga, why you doing it? Why you talking to me like that, my nigga? Like, no, don't do it." I'm like,
What is happening? Where are the black folks in question?
and you know what was fucked up about it? There was
Right.
plenty of black folks in the bus.
Right.
Ain't none of their antennas rose up when they were loud. It's not like they were whispering.
Like I
shit.
said, that word the A gets
They-
swung around a lot over there, bro.
Okay, fine. No,
I'm not
like,
saying
I
it's
don't
right.
even-
I'm
yeah,
not
like, this shit
condoning,
ain't
not
even
down
right.
talking, just saying it happens a lot.
I mean, it's fine, but in my mind, because I'm in college. This is 2012, so I'm 21, 22 at this time. So of course, my mind is still fresh about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, ain't no white people ain't got no right to say any of variation of that word. But what was really messed up is that I'm the only one that feel a way about it on this bus, and everybody else is like, "Them niggas funny." I was like,
What?
I was like, really? I shouldn't have did this, but I made an ass of myself, and I stood up. I was like, oh, so everybody black on this bus ain't gonna say shit? I did. So I'm the only motherfucker that gotta represent us? So I'm the only one that gotta represent for all of us.
Damn.
For two of them, all of us, I gotta represent for all of us. I was like, all right, bet. My dumb ass, decided to get in the middle of both of them, And honestly, I was ready to fight both of them too.
Word.
I was more upset that I did not have my same peers
Right.
feel the same way that I was feeling.
Word.
I'm like, we went through 400 years of this shit. For real. If there was any opportunity to get any type of reparation, this was it.
Yeah.
This was it, and there was no type of
Time out. So
Yeah.
this is your first time ever hearing a white person say nigga
as an adult.
as an adult.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
As an adult.
continue.
Yeah. So I was like, if there was any time to get any type of reparations back, this is it. And I'm the only motherfucker from Wakanda that's representing us. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I guess I gotta be it.
Right. I mean, hey,
I guess I got
power to you, bro.
Hey, yeah. I was
Hey,
like, I
you
guess I
stood
got
up.
to. I did. Now, both of them dudes, very much big. And for all the viewers, I've been short all my life. So, they were definitely much bigger than I was.
Right.
But at that point, it didn't matter.
Word.
I was ready to bust some heads.
10 feet tall, bulletproof.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was ready to bust some heads for that. I was like, nah, we not gonna do this.
Word.
But then, we had, our superior officers come up and say, hey man, what's going on? And I was like, I was like,
I'm glad you can.
I was like, well, sir,
These motherfuckers over here saying nigga. They said one more time.
yeah.
There's gonna be some problems.
I can't be held responsible.
I cannot be held responsible.
Shit.
I cannot be held responsible.
You know I know how to put a gun together. I shoot them motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. Like they shh. They ain't go to base. They ain't go to basic training like I did. I know some shit. But yeah, as far as like the heavily, as far as racism as it can get, that experience, that was definitely one for the books. And like I said, this is now as an adult, going through this.
Right.
That whole soccer thing.
That's
I
one
was
thing.
that was one thing. I was in middle school at the time, so I still wasn't aware that this type of shit happens. I go to college and then this happens. Now I see I kind of see what it is, and now I'm angry about it. I feel like I should do something about it, and I thought that my peers would feel the same way about that too, but they didn't.
Generally, it seems as though the A is, I'm not going to say accepted, but it slides. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What slides were?
Well, see, it did not slide.
Apparently, depends on the audience. They happen to find an audience member this time that it did not slide.
It did
I
not
mean, I'm
slide.
gonna piggyback off what you said. So
Gotcha.
let's jump this time machine. So back in Veterans Memorial Middle School.
Dang, this happened to veterans?
Yes.
Okay.
So back in Veterans Memorial, I ain't gonna say all that, but what school I'm talking about.
Right.
Was it VMMS?
Yes.
So
Because there was veterans middle school,
Yeah, there was
and then there's
Memorial.
Veterans
We was
Memorial,
Memorial.
which I'm not understanding. Why would y'all do that?
I-
It was
That's-
Veterans Memorial and Memorial Middle School.
I could have sworn there was a veteran.
Yeah.
There's a
Memorial.
memorial.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
there's somebody that we know who he is. I'm not gonna say his name, but I was in MPE or whatever. We was on the court or whatnot, and I forgot what we was doing. I think we was maybe playing ball or whatever. And the white guy, says to his friend, "Hey, nigga, you can't do that." I'm just like,
Whoa. All right, hold up now. In that particular usage, we gonna have to step on that. Like,
so when he said that to the other white boy, I was just like,
okay, wait. So he
That
was
was
saying
my
he wasn't saying it
on
to
that
me.
bus.
No, he wasn't saying it to me.
So you
Yeah.
no,
He
I
wasn't
thought he was
saying
saying
it
it
to
to
me,
a black guy. But
No,
okay,
no,
so
no.
you
You
saying
saying
it
to
to a
another
white
white
guy.
boy.
Okay, see, no,
And I was just like,
that's-
he was like, "Oh yeah, brother, it just made he ignorant." I'm like,
No.
Whoa, hold up.
No, wait, man.
I don't like that either. Like,
See
I'm
that?
not don't work that way. Don't work that way.
and I was
Made it
like,
worse.
yeah. And I was like, nah, man,
You guys
and then
start calling each other y'all racial slurs and not ours.
wake up,
Being a homo was see, we ain't even gonna we ain't even gonna start up on that, boy.
But anyway, but y'all gotta understand this. But y'all gotta understand, this is a freshly minded, having been put into the racial atmosphere. Because my first experience was like when I was in first grade, and then from then on, I just looked at everybody different. Like, after I had my first experience, after my parents explained to me what happened to me, I was just like, but I thought I was brown.
Yeah.
I said you're a beautiful black girl. But I'm brown.
Right!
Look at this
Y'all
brown
low key,
crayon.
y'all low
Look
key
at
set
this
the
black
bar
crayon.
too. Next time y'all applying for jobs, pick other. Pick other. You are not black, you're brown.
No,
Okay.
I'm proud.
No, I
black.
put on one job application, put more than one.
I mean, I put
That too.
I put
That too.
multiracial before. Like,
That
I
too.
mean, but like,
But
I got the paperwork to back it up. But no,
I do it anyway.
I
But I hate to say,
Black
this,
person.
but I want to jump into this. So when it comes to me and Anthony, we're easier looked at than Tehran itself. I'm sorry.
What you mean?
I'm sorry. On paperwork, Vincent and Anthony sounds better.
Oh, because of our names.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds
I
better.
got you.
See what I'm saying?
Hey, they think I'm foreign, bro, so they gonna hire me.
Oh, we French. We. But I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Technically, my first name comes from the middle name of my mother's old coworker. That's where my name actually comes from.
What's that coworker's middle name?
Tehran.
Oh, so the
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And it was a white person.
It was a white person.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
you know, but that happens sometimes. You have some people named LaQuanda, and then they end up being a white person. You like,
I've seen that.
what?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So-
you know, like,
So yeah, no, Tehran is not as ghetto as.
I'm not saying it's not
People
as
think.
ghetto, but I'm just saying my
Reading
name. Vincent is
Right,
a
I understand
common
what you're
name.
saying, though.
Anthony
Yeah,
is a common
it is
name.
a common name. Yeah, understand.
I'm Asian and white.
Damn.
Yeah,
Come
in.
in. Surprise!
Surprise, motherfuckers.
You talking about surprise? Like I done got whole jobs over phone interviews, and I'll show up. Wow.
That's what you look like.
Anthony,
for
yeah.
sure.
I could have they said it. I straight up thought you were a white guy. Not gonna lie.
You're not Anthony.
Like the hell out of my
But let's get into that because I know that was part of the promo. Is what's the actual definition of talking white? Is talking white being proper? Is that what we're trying to say?
That's
Like,
definitely.
you know,
like,
but yeah.
in my come up, that's exactly what it was called. Like
Right.
before
Yeah, absolutely.
anything, any sort of like I guess real world experience for me, I was known as the talking white person. Like legit, I sound white, I talk white, I act white, whatever.
Right.
But it's really just proper. Like I carry myself properly. I pronounce words properly. Like you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't like that either. Talking proper equates to white, as if
Well,
white
you know,
people can't talk proper.
I'm not. I've never co-signed that. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying-
I speak properly. I carry myself. Try to at least in public properly. You know what I'm saying? And
My parents, they were the same exact way. My mother in the medical field,
Mhm.
my father in the military.
Right.
You know, so everything had to be proper. There was no
Teachers,
slang
military,
terms, outside of the house maybe, but inside
Right.
the house, no, there was no slang terms or anything like that. So absolutely, I was definitely brought up, like Tony says, just talking proper. But to our counterparts,
Strawberry.
it was talking white.
Strawberry.
Yeah, I never added a
we
K
in
to
straight.
any.
Yeah.
I never added a K to where T was supposed to be at or anything like that.
That's ATL right there. What's
No.
up?
Or H, like scrimps. I never said scrimps before. Like I've never used that before. It's funny as shit though, but I've never used that.
I use it jokingly. I straight up say, like we.
You know what?
We in
Now
the
I
street,
would,
boy.
but-
Like what you mean? Like
Like up the street,
Yeah.
like straight up.
Yeah.
Like I've never used that vernacular before.
I don't even know where does that even come from?
Right.
Like who
Yo, who
decided?
made that up?
Let's throw a in there instead of the normal pronunciation.
Or straight,
like
SHK,
But,
straight.
all right, so as far as heavy racially charged encounters, I guess one that stands out to me is I was in Kentucky, which is
Damn. All right.
very okay. I will say
yeah.
they've come a long way in the last 20 years. I'll say that. Like
Agreed.
they
Okay.
they have come a long way in the last 20 years. But
Agreed.
prior to that last 20 years, Kentucky was definitely a certain way. And all right, so this
Specifically
is
Elizabethtown.
boy,
Yeah.
boy,
Absolutely.
yes. Oh, right. Anyway.
Hey, how are you, bro?
Huh? Yeah.
E-Town?
E-Town, Kentucky, boy.
Totally racist.
Yes. Oh no. What the hell? Whoa.
I thought that when I
Well,
met him.
Right?
That's
I'm
messed
just
up.
kidding.
That's
my
messed up.
heart. Anyway, all right. So I'm in Kentucky, and anyway, I'm in Kentucky, and I played basketball when I was in Kentucky, and I just happened to be there before everybody else on this court at this particular time. I was there before everybody, and I'm shooting around, and I noticed I heard the truck. Heard this loud truck coming up the road and everything, and I'm a car person. Like I listen to exhaust notes. I can probably tell you what the make and model of a car, truck, or whatever is by listening to it.
Yeah.
And so instantly, I'm like, okay, glass pack. I feel you. Like I turn around and like this big white Chevy truck with a huge. I'm talking about every
It's
bit.
always a Chevy.
Oh
It's
yeah, boy,
always
that
a
bow tie is real in the fucking South.
Yeah.
But anyway, big white old Chevy with every bit of a 10-foot Confederate flag. I'm talking about that thing was trailing. That thing was trailing off the end of a long bed. How big this damn flag was. Like I'm not like that's not an exaggeration. Like and so I see him coming and I'm thinking, okay, nice truck. Fuck you though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like all right. Oh, okay. Well, let's put context to that. There are. I understand that there are people that will say that it's heritage, and then there are other people that take it to the extreme and then go
Heavy. I seen somebody with a whole
3 years, bro.
Confederate
We not
bikini
trying
on.
to hear that.
But yeah,
I'm
but,
like, damn,
okay,
man.
but
The Thrashers lasted longer than that heritage.
okay, that's true.
Yeah, you talking
I'm not taking. But
Dead ass, bro.
again,
What heritage?
okay, again for context, I understand that there are people that say that it is of heritage and reminds them of whatever it is that heritage
That y'all
makes
lost.
them proud. Like, but I'm
Hey.
not my words, just speaking from my
My words.
Right, my
My words.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Hey, all right,
Y'all
but,
lost.
and then there are others that
Niggas
take,
lose every day, B. That's it.
anyway, there are people that take it to the extreme, like, and that's in every movement, honestly. Especially these days, there are people that start with a core value and a core idea, and then there are those people that pick up that mantle and take it and then shoot it completely off the deep end, like, okay. But so instantly when I see it, in my mind, I can just read what's going on with this situation. Fuck you. That is, you feel me? Like that's the reaction he got at me. And so he comes up the road, and I was like, all right, cool. So once I see the Confederate flag, all right, I ain't even trying to see what you got going on, bro. So I go back to shooting. I get the ball back, go back to shooting. It's a double rim. It keeps bouncing back to me and everything. And he pulls up to the road directly adjacent to the court and stops. Like, I hear him completely to a stop, right? Okay, now you got my attention again. So I turn back around and look at him. Yeah, shoot that ball, nigger! And
All right.
okay, now, all right. I have a very,
Like a buzz around him in this motherfucker.
Bro,
Like, what?
I have a very long fuse. I'm very lenient in most situations. This particular situation, I was ready to step. You know, I turned around, dropped the ball, and I was like, I bet your stupid ass won't get out that truck. Like, takes off, like completely spins tires and takes off on up the road. And in my head, I'm thinking, for what? Okay, so I went from extremely angry, instantly hearing the word, to confused, to where you mean to tell me that you have so much ignorance in your heart and mind that you would take the time out of your day to see somebody minding their own business way off the road. Now I can see, like, I'm not even gonna say I can see, but it's understandable if I'm sitting here walking up the road and you all stop and yell that shit as you passing by, like, fuck you still. Like, it's never accepted. Let's just get that straight. Fuck you still. But but you got time in your day and the ignorance in your mind and heart to stop what you doing and yell something like that at somebody minding their own business, ain't doing no wrong. I'm shooting the ball on the court. You feel me? And that's one seriously racial instance in Kentucky. There's another one. This one was on school property. I'm not gonna stop school out. But anyway, first day of class, first day of school, whatever. We all walking in the hall and everything, like everybody's rushing their class. It's a whole clusterfuck. Literally, what we used to call it was clusterfuck hall because it's about 15 feet wide, and it's literally the only main hallway coming off the commons area from the front entrance of the building. So everybody is literally clashing, bumping, getting whatever. All right, cool. So I'm walking, minding my own business. I'm solo at this point. Like all right, so I'm supposed to be on H. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to get my bearings and shit. I came to open house or whatever, but that ain't. Fuck it. Like, that was, what, a month ago? Like, so I'm still trying to get my bearings and shit. And then while I'm looking down, boom, run slap into this big, I'm talking about every bit of 6'4" motherfucker. And instantly, as I bump into him, my first instinct is like, oh shit, my bad, because like I got my face in my fucking paper and shit, not really, not at this point minding my whole surroundings and shit. Like I'm just walking, and then before I could get to sorry, I'll watch where you're going, nigga.
Put him up, bitch.
Hold up now. Hold up. Literally.
Let's do something.
I don't give a
Right though.
Every
though.
6'8", like he was every bit of 6'4". I put him at 260, 270 pounds. He was big, but hell, shit, boy, I was back then, boy. I was goddamn little son. I might be small, goddamn it, but boy. All right, so as soon as the words came out, he's literally all right. So let's say this bottle is him. This is how far he is from me. He's up there. I'm still looking down at my papers. Watch where you going, nigga. And like legit, I'm about to say, bruh. And before I could even look up and think about responding, the motherfucker slapped my shit out my hands. And I was like, yo, and we ain't talking about just papers. This is books in the hand. Pow! Like big echo slapping, like echo just echoing out in the hallway.
People
at this
heard.
point, exactly.
People
at this point,
heard.
I have an audience at this point.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Absolutely.
bro. Oh no. But now, as the circumstances would so happen to have it, I'm the only black person in this vicinity that heard what just went down right here. All right, so I look up at this man. He's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" Before he could finish that you timber, wow! Like, and that's what I think about that, bro. Picked my shit up and walked out in the fucking hallway. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, you know. I ain't even do nothing. Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
And like I said, I've been showing my whole life. Them balls is gone, bro. Like, them nuts is gone. I'm trying to aim for the gym. Fuck that.
Wow.
Right.
Size don't mean everything all the time.
You right though.
It ain't the
But like
size
I
of the
said-
dog in the fight. It's the size of
But
the
like I
fight
said,
in the dog.
You right. And with that being said, them nuts is gone.
Knee to the nuts, kick to the nuts.
They
Hey,
gone.
how-
You 6'4".
What you got?
I'm 5'7", bitch. I'm picking up
Literally
trash
hands.
cans.
Yeah.
Wow.
At the time I was like, I might be a 5'8" to this man. 5'8", 100 and maybe 80 at that point, and he's fucking 6'4", 250, 260. I was like, I ain't even giving you time to squirt. I ain't even giving you time to put your hand.
my books and everything. Fuck you.
I'm hitting him.
Boy.
I'm hitting him with the same brick that Craig knocked Devo's ass with. I'm hitting him with that same brick. That same brick.
Gotta make it fair.
Yeah, absolutely. You damn right.
Gotta make it fair.
I'm hitting him with that same brick.
So today, what do you guys think about the racial climate? Getting better, getting worse?
It's not changing. It's not changing.
I don't think it's getting better or worse. I think it's becoming more in your face.
I feel like yes, more known, more like people's bubbles are
More
getting
known,
bursted
yeah.
at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because like speaking from my instance, I have a pretty decent portion of not black friends. There are people that, for lack of a better word, like I already said it, but to like pronounce it and put it like out there are people that grow up in a bubble. Like, if they're deep in whatever neighborhood they come from or whatever is predominantly white, you know, they've lived a certain way their entire life. They haven't really had today's society issues really thrown in their face until recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so these are the type of people that would roll through Lithonia, Decatur, and be like, you know what? Like, we made a wrong turn in Albuquerque over here.
Just don't
Memorial Drive.
Right. Oh, Memorial
Drive.
And then Creek, yeah.
What?
If you know,
Anytime
you
I
know.
come your way, bro, I hit that way.
Camp Creek, all that shit. Boy,
Yeah,
like,
that's
boy, it's
crazy.
over with.
But you know what's crazy though, bro? Like it's not just another race or whatever. They can be racial towards you. You can have your own race being racial towards you. We've talked about that plenty of times before.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk to somebody or whatever. Oh, you reading books? You learning? Ain't that what you
Yeah,
supposed
ain't that what we're here for?
Right.
Like, you know, like
Yes.
And why not a bad thing?
Right. I don't
Oh,
know.
you different. Like,
Right.
Different.
okay, I'll take that. Like,
Right. Y'all niggas don't read?
who you asking for question number 17? Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Right.
Right. Shit. But I mean, I guess I'm apparently not. I guess you had one as far as relationships go.
Yeah.
That's a heavily heated topic right
yeah,
now.
I mean, mine's not crazy. Mine's ain't nothing crazy, but I did know some things about it. So the one relationship I did have, you know, it was cool, but it was one of those relationships
Question.
where, you know, but
Was this individual like white, or
Yes.
or was
you know,
Yes.
yes,
like
White,
is it like
white.
so basically typing paper white? Like we're
Bro.
talking about all the way.
Look, bro.
Oh,
She
yeah.
a white girl.
Like
white girl.
Ain't no black in her. No
Look,
black.
look,
I
look,
mean, skin
look,
Puerto
we
Rican.
ain't checking her ancestry, so leave that alone. We don't know.
Come on, man.
We don't know.
White and
That's
not
all
white.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Super white.
We don't know.
White and not. But, hey,
We
but
don't
that's
know.
my homie though. I
Anyways.
ain't even gonna put a name out there, but
We
I
know
you,
who she
girl.
is. But anyway, me and her was cool or whatever. I like said, in my time in relationships at the time, what you gotta say? Sid?
Complete shocker, by the way. I did not see that one.
I want to say
No one did.
I
did.
You pulled up one time.
I
I was
didn't.
like,
I did.
I didn't see.
Because when it happened, I was thrown off. Because the whole conversation went like, oh, I always had a crush on you. I was like,
I remember
Word?
you told me, I was like, nigga, stop. Bro, what you talking about?
Word? You know what I mean? And this was on proms. You know, so I'm just like, oh, okay, this has been a thing for you. I didn't know.
I was
But-
like, this is not lying.
Yeah, I
Ain't
just-
no white girl.
But I ran with it. I ran with it. Because, I mean, you know, y'all see me. Y'all yet to really see me have a relationship like that. So, anyways, you know,
Alright.
me and her, you know, started talking, whatever. You know, went to the movies a couple times. You know, paranormal activity was a big thing around time we dated.
Facts.
So we went to go see 1, 2, and 3. So it was a big thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the time I was confused. I'm like, I've never had a female like this approach me. It was different. And the whole relationship, it was one of those relationships where we knew it was gonna be long term. We was just enjoying each other for that time.
Right.
Because at the time she was gonna be moving. So I was just like, yeah, we already know what this is.
So you just
Yeah.
hanging out, just
Alright.
kind of happen
Yeah.
to be, you
Yeah.
know, frat
But
matching.
you know, but it's funny though, because to touch on that, because she had a friend that was also dating another black guy, whatever. And you know, I guess this was her little crew. You know, like you know, so we would go out and things of that nature. But what was funny to me was after you know everything dissolved, I knew she was gonna move, whatever. She ended up getting with a guy that went to school with us. I didn't even know he went to school with us.
Really?
Yeah, he went to school with us.
Went to school with
You know,
Y'all
so,
told me off cameras. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
After hours. After
I'll
hours.
explain in more detail, but just
Okay.
after that, like, so after the whole thing dissolved or whatnot, you know, we parted our ways, or whatever, and then she ended up getting with him. I was like, so was I just a plaything?
You was next.
You
It was your
was-
turn.
no.
You know, I just.
It was
No,
your turn,
hey,
bro.
so basically what?
Nope.
So basically,
Wait,
well,
y'all
no, I mean it's to you. So you know, go ahead and do what you gotta do there, and then we'll engage.
We'll talk about Kevin.
Okay, bro.
Okay, all right. So basically, what we like to call that was your experiment.
Well, for me, it wasn't an experiment because I was.
No, not for you, not for you. For
Yeah.
her.
Yep.
Like
She's a very sweet girl.
I'm not saying I'm not
Very
denying
sweet.
that. I'm not like, but I'm saying like if you the first, you technically just basically I've never had
Yeah,
that
no
side,
Mars.
so let's dabble and see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And
You the first
You just
person in
happen-
on Jupiter.
you just happen to
I
be
mean, not the first person.
The first man. Come on.
Not the first person.
You not the first person. Oh, okay. All right.
for her.
All right, girl, go ahead.
We don't know this.
Yeah, we don't know.
Alright.
Like, if she
We
had
don't
a
know.
crush on
Alright.
Vincent,
They
you
could
know,
have been
it
other
could've
than
been
do shit.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know.
other black guys she
Okay.
probably dated.
But you,
All right, girl,
but
go ahead,
as
man.
far as you know, you were the only black person. As far as you know, to your knowledge.
Me
To my
per-
knowledge.
Me
Okay.
knowing the girl,
Uh-huh.
I never thought she would even date a black guy. Like,
So
never
so
thought.
basically, I can be relatively landing in the
Yeah.
correct
Cool as
term.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Jupiter.
Anyway, anyway, all right. So, I guess I'll go ahead and step up as the next candidate to speak on this topic.
Patriarch.
You had like 12 white girlfriends.
Okay. All right.
Maybe 15.
Wow, why you gotta put out this business like
Anyway, all right.
Just
So,
call him the white girl slayer. You feel
Wow,
me?
no, the corner is not gonna call this man. No.
Yo.
Go ahead, sir.
He used to knock him down, man.
No, No, the corner's not validating that story. Go ahead, Tony.
Tony's the black bowling
No,
ball.
no.
You know what happened? You're striking them out if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
All
So I will validate that I can definitely get where
Got you, my
where
boy.
you come from. In a group, let's say we go out as a group, hypothetically speaking, all single, coming up against another group, hypothetically all single, and let's say there's one white girl in the group. They generally know what's about to happen between me and the white girl in the group. Now, with that being said, I would like to put this on record on all the transcripts that I do not date exclusively based on, let's go against contrary thoughts. I welcome what comes to me, all right? Like, I don't discriminate. I don't have any sort of, I guess what people try to say is I have a preference. I don't have a preference. Like, I legitimately, I am friends with all races. Like, there is no, I don't aim at any sort of race. There is definitely one specific one that seems to always be slapping me in the face.
So like, the bottle just spinning in one direction.
It just, no. We ain't even saying that. We're not even saying that. We're saying the fact that, like, again, I openly welcome and entertain any and all options, and in that, I will say that you have seen me with black women. I have entertained black women, Hispanics. The only ones that I haven't really gone towards are the Asians, because they tend to be a pretty tight knit group. They kind of stick to themselves, like, but.
One of my homeboys said they stuff smell like Fritos.
I'm not. Wow.
We're gonna strike that from the record.
Man, come on, man. This is the corner, bro.
Say that shit for the podcast.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Jesus.
So
That's
null and void.
It's not true.
Anyway,
It's not true.
so all right. So, but yeah, like
I wouldn't think that's the
What did he say?
Wait, what did you say?
I know.
I want to ask what flavor. Like, yo.
I don't know, Vincent.
That was bad.
We don't know, Vincent.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to. All right. Hop back on topic here. I entertain what entertains me. Now,
Yes, sir.
the fact that the vast majority of, for whatever reason, decides to entertain me happens to be white. I'm not.
It's your voice.
Can't. It's the voice. It's apparently. I don't know. I can't tell. Okay, this is how one explained it to me, and I'm not gonna say this carries over to the rest of them that come to me, but apparently I'm the perfect mix of both worlds. Whereas the way I look, without like seeing me move or anything in pictures or whatever, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm out in public or talking or engaging somebody in an encounter, I don't come off as quite the blackest person. Apparently I don't appear militant, if that's what you want to say. Fuck. Like,
Hey, man, wait now. Wait a minute now.
You use the words bud and buddy.
do I use the word?
Everybody does.
I don't. That is not a.
That's like the fire.
Name a time you see me say that in the group chat.
You say some shit.
Am I black enough, T-Mac? Shit.
That's like the fire.
This ain't on me. This is your story right now.
Anyway, all right. So when it comes to interracial relationships, I've got experience in interracial relationships. Now, I will say again, since I went on record saying that I do not prefer or aim at or happen to go after one particular thing. One particular thing happens to keep coming to me. I love who I love. You know, like that's what I'm about. Love. Love is the language that I speak as far as if I'm entertaining a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who I am. I'm not discriminating against anything.
Word.
Now, again, since it happens to be predominantly white that keeps coming after me, I'm not, because I am who I am, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, no, you just another white one to shoot her off. That's not, I'm not about to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not discriminate. I'm not racist. If it wasn't, people can say what they want to about white people. I tend to try to stay out of the argument. If it wasn't for white people, I wouldn't be here today. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I would not, like, literally, I don't care how it entered my bloodline. I don't know. Like, I can say I know, but I don't, that doesn't concern me. If it wasn't for a white person in my bloodline, I wouldn't be who I am here today.
I wouldn't argue that.
So I can't openly be like, oh no, fuck you, because at that point I'm sitting here hating a piece of myself. I don't hate myself. Do I kind of sort of not generally like where I'm at as a person sometimes? Sure, everybody does. Everybody has them points where they, look at themselves and like, damn, bro, like what the fuck's up? But you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, I can't discriminate. And so in interracial relationships, I would be so bold as to speak on, I guess, the people that frown upon me being a part of interracial relationships or just frown on interracial relationships in general.
Wow.
Anyway, wasn't gonna say it,
Wow.
but
Wow.
there generally a lot of the hate tends to come from, I guess, black people, since we're being open and blunt about it. When I've been approached by black females that see me with, or know that I'm with, or know that I entertain, and they're like, oh, so you couldn't be with a black woman, or like, are you so weak that you would have to stoop so low as to do whatever, blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm trying not to
We can
go.
have that conversation.
We do,
Yeah.
but I've had that conversation quite a few times.
Yeah.
But like, all right, so here's how I feel about being approached with something like that. This is my response. If you are, I guess we're being open, a black woman coming to me upset with me for being in a relationship for who I am with. Okay, would you date me? Yeah. Okay. Now that you've seen me with who I'm with, would you date me? Hell no. Okay. Okay. Well, see, this is where we gotta have some words. I can't be with anybody that harbors that sort of hate in their mind and heart towards anyone, to where they feel like they need to discriminate and project that feeling and their ideals towards that person openly. You can feel how you feel. I'm not knocking anybody for feeling how you feel. I'm not knocking anybody for thinking what you think. I really don't give a shit. You can keep it over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? As long as you feel how you feel, do what you do over there outside of my little journey, my little path, my little walk, I don't care. I really don't. That's how I move through life. If you ain't messing with me and mine, I really do not give a fuck, like, whatsoever.
Word.
Now, once you bring it to me, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some shit back at you. All right, so let's say I wasn't with this individual that I'm with right now. You would have been a viable candidate if you would have approached me, or if I would have approached you and things happened. Now, the fact that you said what you said and you feel how you feel, you're no longer a viable candidate to me, because, like I just said, I'm not entertaining any sort of hate, bigotry, prejudice, racism, blah, 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 because what you see is a black man, but what's in my blood is not just black. Like, and that's on papers, that's traceable back to however far you want to go. I can print it out and show it to you. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm discriminating against anything like that I'm with, I'm hating myself. I don't hate myself. I don't hate people. I don't hate. You feel me? I feel love. I love everybody. Love is colorless. Love is an emotion that is for the things that you find affectionate for and the things you hold dear. I hold everybody dear. You feel me? Like, I don't walk around sitting here like, I pity the person that goes into public and sees somebody not even minding their own business and discriminates and hates automatically. Like, if you can walk out in public and see somebody minding their own business and you are hit with a feeling of rage or upsetness, or just like any sort of condescending feeling or anything like that, I pity you. I really do. Because you are living your life in such a closed-minded, just blunt, short-sighted way that you don't even get to experience the full wonders of life. Like if you're walking, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna knock you for sticking to your kind or walking with your like people or anything like that. What can I say that's wrong about it? Nothing. You stick to what you know, you feel comfortable around that. I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
Don't judge me for the shit that I do then.
Fast.
Like real shit. Again, openly saying that I'm not pursuing any particular thing. I'm entertaining what comes to me. And because I don't have any sort of discriminate feeling in me, that happens to be whatever comes to me.
Yeah.
Don't judge me for that.
That's one thing that that I actually sometimes envy you. That you because you have that type of leverage that that I didn't have. I got an example with high school at our senior year, actually. Because honestly, I was in that position where I'm like, I didn't care what race the girl was. I've always followed the Jay-Z song. I love girls, girls. Anyway, it didn't matter.
Right.
So one time, and I'm not going to put her name out, happens to be a white girl. Now, me and her been friends from high school all the way up to senior prom, right? Sweet girl, cool girl, dope person all around. And like you said, we didn't, it wasn't like a love, like we was falling for love for each other or anything like that, but she was a really sweet person. Yeah, I guess at that point, love is colorless, right?
Right.
So I had something that actually never happened to me before. Well, two things. For one, a girl asked me to go to prom with her, and a white girl asked me to go to prom with her, so I never had those two things happen at all, so, she asked me she actually asked me, do you have a date for prom, or she asked me if I'm even going to prom. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in there, yeah, absolutely, I'm in there.
Right.
She was like, oh. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. I was like, you gonna be there too? She was like, yeah, I'm going. I was like, all right, bad, yeah, cool, man, we're gonna see each other over there. She was like, yeah, well, actually, I wanted to know if you had a date. And then at the time, I was like, nah. Right. At the time, I was like, nah, man, I ain't got a date. No, I'm just gonna go. I'm just going, or whatever. Well, if it's not a problem, and this is actually verbatim.
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hell, shit, you gotta check, bro.
Yeah,
So,
well, if it's not a problem. Relax. Relax, bro, relax. She was like, well, if it's not a problem, I'm not hurt. If it's not a problem, I would like it if you could be my date. I was like, oh.
Pick scholar.
Right, because now, mind you, coming from where I'm from, everything is predominantly black. Up until now I moved to, where we was at, Covington. So everything is predominantly black. I'm used to what I know. Yeah, and I've always kind of stuck to my guns when it came to that all through middle school to high school. I kind of stuck to what I knew. But yeah, she asked me to go to prom with her.
And you said?
And I said no.
Because she was white?
Yes.
I was about to say, well, I assume that, but God.
But no, but it's not like because I was showing hate to her skin color.
Damn,
But it wasn't because I was showing hate to her, because I didn't hate the person.
Y'all know that.
Black man.
Y'all know that.
Black man.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Man, like I said, from my upbringing, I'm used to what I knew.
I get what you're saying.
Everything black.
Right.
I feel
And
this.
people don't understand that's a stigma with us too, because that's what we
Yeah.
know. So therefore, that's what we're gonna run to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I never had anybody outside my race show any kind of interest in me.
you only
So, I mean-
know if you dabble, man. You gotta
But
You gotta
Tony,
step out
high
there,
school,
man.
That's
then we in high school, I don't know
easy
shit.
for you to say, bro. That's easy
for you to
That's what I'm
say.
saying. I've never.
Everybody
had that.
has the same opportunities that I
Nah,
have.
hell
If
no.
you
No, I ain't
you
grow
ain't
up.
grow
You ain't
up.
grow up
You
like
ain't
we
grow
grew
up,
up.
Tony.
I did have
It's not the same.
I didn't have that.
Alright,
Okay,
see,
okay,
this-
time out.
this is-
Now,
go ahead.
what do I got y'all done then?
Oh, look, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know off rip the conscious mind that you have when it comes to talking to these white girls. Look, my family drilled this shit in my head like young, like, hey boy, you sleep with a white girl, that girl gonna say you rape, kill your ass, going to jail. You feel me?
And that was the scare tactic.
Okay,
was
scare tactic.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie and say that didn't cross my mind
That
when
always
she
crosses my mind.
asked me to go to prom with her.
That's
Like I
what happened
said,
to me.
the person, cool, but I didn't hate the person, and I honestly didn't hate the skin color of the person. I didn't. But from where I came from, what I was taught,
What you know.
yeah, right. From what I know, I was swimming in dangerous waters.
All right, so,
You know, so-
all right, so you went with what you know.
Yes.
You have to understand that on the other side of the fence, I'm not sticking to you when I say this.
I got you.
If you're being prejudiced,
Mhm.
then how are you judging the other side for being the same track-minded that you are?
I mean, well, I didn't
Like,
know.
I get
I was
that.
16,
Hold on,
you know what I'm saying?
hold on,
Like,
we'll get
you know,
to it. That's cool. Like, I've got two more points to speak on. Y'all said something that was valid. You were drilled young talking about the whole rape culture thing, like they gonna set you up, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
When you become a functioning adult, you start realizing that not everything that you were taught is actually the way everything out here is. Now, don't get me wrong.
I'm
It's
about
not.
to say, because, yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
I've never been accused of rape, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Y'all call me the black bowling ball with the pin. Like I ain't never not one time.
That's why I had my hand raised up.
But now, when it comes to that, you have to understand that when you become a functioning adult, you adopt your own adult mindset.
Mhm.
Now, it's on you if you want to stick to what you were brought up with, blah 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 blah. All right, cool. How is anything ever going to change if you stick with everything that you were brought up with? That other side, not everybody, because I'm telling you right now, there's not everybody on that. There's some folks on the other side that are really trying to make some sort of connection. You feel me? But if you stick with the same thing that you were taught, and they stick with the same thing they were taught, it ain't ever gonna be no change to this shit.
No,
You
you're
feel
right.
me?
What you brought up on.
But now I can tell you, you know, the 30-year-old me now versus the 17-year-old me then
Mhm.
doesn't think like that anymore.
Right. Okay.
You know what
and
I'm saying?
I accept that.
I could, you know, I couldn't have seen that bigger picture at 17 when she asked me to go to prom with her.
Right.
You know, because like we all said, at a young age, we're drilled
You
at
still
this
had
stage
that.
that
Yeah. Okay.
this is what it is, or this is the possibilities of what it could be.
Let's see, let me jump in this. Y'all keep talking about where you get to a certain age, then you start thinking differently. Then when you have kids, you get thrown right back into that same space you were in before.
Gotcha.
Then
Yeah.
you look at your kid and you're just
Yeah.
like, dang, what's
Hey,
gonna happen when you date this and this
shit.
and forward?
I'm gonna let them know.
Gotcha.
Like, hey, bro, like you.
I mean, but you can let them know all that you want to, but
You're
things still out
possibly
there.
gonna be discriminated against for what you look like, or
Mhm.
you know how you are. But at the same time, not everybody is going to discriminate against you. Like that's a thing. Like legitimately, again, me doing and living the life that I have, it ain't everybody over there. It is definitely not everybody over there. But now, don't get me wrong, there definitely is a strong presence.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, my child, hopefully, if I have a child, if I'm blessed with the privilege to have a child, is going to have a similar sort of mind that I have. They're going to understand, all right, you kind of throwing a weird vibe. I think I need to stay away from that.
Yeah.
But this one over here is pretty cool. Let me go talk to him, see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
But that's life experiences. You
Right,
never gonna really know.
but exactly. I mean, the only way you know is by learning, and having it
Exactly.
happen to you.
Yeah.
But I thankfully have had limited experiences, but at the same time, entertaining everybody that I have it's not. And really, this is another issue that needs to come to topic. It ain't just black and whites that's racist out there.
Yeah.
Every single race has
Asians, goddamn,
all of them.
bro.
Like it's all of them. Everybody.
Everybody. Africans,
Bro.
Africans racist.
Go to Africa, they gonna look at you like, oh, what the fuck you doing out here? Boy, like,
Oh,
you
American ass nigga, get your ass right. You feel me?
Yep.
But
The
point to you,
the point to you.
one thing that you have that I know I ain't have is that damn skin pigment, nigga. Let's not act like back then your ass wasn't Elijah's skin tone. You was like right, nigga. Like you got you walking up to a white female, they were like, oh, hey, what's up? You got man, you know back then, nigga, I was as dark as Akon, nigga. So you got me walking up to you feel me? You got me walking up to a white girl. Don't steal my purse. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, I was gonna touch on that, but we can save that for another time.
To that point, if you really take notice of a lot of interracial couples, it's a white girl with a dark-skinned dude.
Yeah.
It is.
That is very true.
It is. I mean,
A lot of
That's
times I
crazy.
see that though, it be them. Sorry, it be them big.
See, all right, well then,
Big
you're
white
looking at
lady.
it.
no,
You're looking at it.
Most of the time, bro.
You're looking at it through censored vision then, because like it's legitimately like there's some solid, legit, not questionable couples out there, whereas
Yeah, them YouTube stars.
No.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's not wrong.
But what I'm saying though is oftentimes it is still a dark-skinned dude with them. But now,
Get out.
another issue I like to call a point is when I'm discriminated against for entertaining, white or whatever that I might be entertaining, is a woman's a woman, dude. Like, I have been with and experienced and talked to and got into the mind of enough women to understand that a woman is a woman. Now, when you talking about black, white, whatever, that's cultural. That is like, if you happen to have the diversity within you to entertain multiple cultures, that's hell, bro. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you sit there, like, with particularly the black women that approach me for this subject, they tend to start throwing extremely derogatory terms and just really talking down about who I'm with or whatever. That woman is a woman. She is literally, biologically, maybe not pigmentally, but biologically the same as you. Now, as far as, I mean, if you got something to say, Kelsey, speak up on the issue.
I'm looking at you like, you want to throw something in?
If you want to throw something in, throw something in. But
Please.
from what I've experienced, you don't see me, and it ain't just like I'm with, like the black girls that I was with were like sketchy, maybe kind of sort of black. I've been with some black girls, like straight up pro-black girls before, like, you feel me? And I've also been with, of course, white girls. Now, in the approach of the relationships, yeah, you're going to approach and act around and speak in different ways towards their culture, but as far as the relationship goes, you are still a man and a woman in that relationship. You feel
I
me?
get what you can't say.
And a woman with different circumstances.
I mean, that definitely, no, we ain't letting them in-bombs fly. Like, that is not no thing, because there's a whole joke. Yeah, you gonna take this N-word dick? Like, no. Like, no. Like, we ain't doing none of that. But
Let's break it down. I'm pretty sure we got at least 2 hours of content. I know we can go more.
2 hours? Dang, man.
Yeah, I know we
Start
do.
at 9.
I know we do. But I mean, I know this subject, it can keep going on and on. I
we
mean,
might see a part 2.
It's gonna have to be.
Possible.
It's gonna have to, because we didn't even get into what I wanted to get into as far as like civil rights, because a lot of people talk about like, hey, you know, this white person helping us or whatever, but nah, he ain't black though.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, but that's just something we.
I'm not gonna take notes
hold
of that
up.
one.
Oh God!
Part 2 minutes.
It ain't never 2 minutes.
I promise.
It ain't never 2
I
minutes.
promise 2 minutes. I promise 2 minutes. Promise 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
When you have figures on a platform on the other side trying to speak up for us, why is it that we find it okay to shit on that person? Like, nah, you ain't us, you ain't with us, blah blah blah. How are we going to find any common ground if we're shunning the other side from trying to help us? And one prime example was Eminem. That man put his whole career on the line for us, and legitimately had figures as big as T.I. and others speaking against him for trying to speak for us or with us.
See,
I don't think
I
M really.
gotta touch
Alright,
on
yeah,
that.
part two.
I gotta touch on
Alright,
that.
part
'cause
two.
it-
Part two.
Part two.
Part two, Vincent.
I'm trying.
Part two.
But when you say that, think about where he is in his platform. If he could take a hit, he could take a hit. If he did that early in his career, that shit wouldn't have flew.
It doesn't matter. This
How?
is when it counted. Back then, we did not have Trump. We didn't have clans doing circles
had
and
everything
donuts around.
else.
No. Back
I'm talking
then,
about here.
when he first came out,
Mhm.
we didn't have the civil unrest that we had today. When Trump,
just wasn't
I
public.
will never forget when Silk called me talking about he rolled through the traffic circle over there by Turner Lake and it was Klansmen running
Yeah, you
around the
told me
circle with
about
the
that.
rifles and shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have all that. Well, I mean, we had that, but
Yeah,
it
we
wasn't.
had that.
It wasn't blatantly in the media's face.
That's
it wasn't.
the
It wasn't.
issue.
Every, it
It's
wasn't
one
in
thing,
everything.
but between being hidden and out there in your
Okay,
face, it's two
but
different
now
things.
that it is now an unhidden topic and he decided to step up, why is it that he should be rebuked for his efforts to try
I'm
to?
not saying he should be rebuked, but I'm just talking about his stance, where he's at now. He can take that hit. If everybody wanted to be like, oh man, Eminem ain't shit for that, blah blah blah, he can take that hit because of where his status is in his career.
So you want me to go find somebody that's not popular that was speaking for us?
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Why-
no,
okay,
nobody's-
no.
It wouldn't matter if you got Macklemore to go do the shit. Who gives a fuck about Macklemore?
What do you mean give a fuck about Macklemore? That is
Well, I'm just
somebody
saying,
from
if
the other.
his stance was
No,
going there, it wouldn't
no.
make a difference.
See, now that's an unfair approach
I
to
guess
this
he's
topic.
saying in a sense, why should we find anything negative about them actually sticking
Attempting-
up for us?
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
want,
Because they don't have a hidden agenda.
that's true. But
I mean,
why
but who
try to
doesn't?
find
Black
a
or white, who
negative
doesn't have
reason?
an
Just accept it, like, okay, we're not tearing this down.
Right.
Why spend my time and energy trying to
Not
find
tearing us
something
down.
negative about
You
what they
already
did?
fighting enough, so you
Right.
gonna fight the person
Yeah.
trying to help you?
Exactly.
Right. I'm not fighting
that
That's
doesn't
what
make
I'm
any
saying.
that doesn't
I'm
make
not
any
fighting
sense.
that.
I understand
Right.
you not trying to, but
Right.
you said we
Yeah.
could get Macklemore, who gives a fuck about
But
that?
that's what I'm saying.
As long as we
Him
have,
compared to Eminem, look at the status. though.
as
That's
long
what I'm
as no, but as long as we have anybody
saying.
on that side trying to stand up with us and speak against the issues that we have,
Mhm.
why are we
That's a
rebuking
step
that?
forward.
You feel me? Like that's
It's definitely a
literally
step
that's
forward.
the
It's been a
that's the
step forward
beginnings
in
of a
civil rights in
bridge
general.
trying to build, and we
Well, I'm
continuously.
about on the topic you're talking about. I guess there are people, minorities, who have that mindset where, okay, we're going to speak up and fight for for ourselves. We're going to stand up for ourselves.
Mhm.
Against racism,
Mhm.
and then you see someone of the other side, white or whatever,
Mhm.
standing up for us or with us, and you
Yeah.
tear that down. Like, why? Ain't that what you wanted?
But I think, yeah, we want that. But at the end of the day, we still won't get the credit for our reparations or our,
That's true.
liberation.
That's true. But
We
no-
had to get it from an outside source.
It's definitely a
For
part two. 'Cause
that's why I see
as
it.
far
There's just no,
hey,
there's no need
hey,
to waste
hey.
energy and time focusing on.
Yeah,
trying
nah,
to
true.
find,
We
like,
need all the
man,
allies
why
that we
you-
can get.
As far as
But we still won't get the credit as
I'm-
this black person.
I'm gonna speak blatantly right now.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
As far as reparations go, you might as well count that dead, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
been
okay,
dead,
well,
not even-
liberation.
Been dead.
Just an overall
Liberation.
liberation.
What do you mean an overall liberation if you already refusing the help that's trying to help you?
But I'm saying that why do we have to go from a third party source to get people to understand what we're going through for our freedoms that we're fighting for? Why are we having to go to an outside
You
source?
talking about liberating
If the
ourselves.
person
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because we're still not going to get the credit for our own liberation. We still had to get help from somebody else. Now, like I said, I accept all allies, from anybody that can get our point across. But what people get upset is that we're still not going to get the credit for it,
If
for our
the-
freedoms.
if the goal doesn't
But I
change,
guess-
how does it matter how we get there?
Right.
that's fine, but.
That's fine, but
But also
it-
we didn't abolish slavery,
Right.
quote unquote. Abraham Lincoln did,
Right.
quote unquote.
It's
I'm
a-
just saying
it's a
our
sense of
fight is
pride.
still not going to get counted. Our fight is still not going to get credit from our own, for us by us. It's still not going to get credit for that in the history.
that
books.
speaks back to the point that I tried to raise in a former episode or a previous episode that damn, it just left my mind that quick.
Go ahead.
But how damn, I just lost it.
I know what episode you're talking about.
Yeah, when I was fuck, it was right there.
The voter episode we had.
Oh
Yeah,
okay,
like,
yeah.
Damn, it was right.
So until he gets,
It was right.
we gonna reconvene with it, whatever, because we know it's definitely
We
it's
got-
not
yeah.
nothing an issue that's gonna be settled in one talk or whatnot. So I definitely appreciate y'all coming out. For those of y'all that did and were able to view on both Instagram and Facebook. Hey, we appreciate y'all. This has been another episode of The Corner. This is episode 21, and this is interracial interactions.
Yeah.
Not just one one topic. It's just all around.
I mean, we did take a while to get to relationships. at least.
It was we got beat down getting there, but
Yeah, absolutely.
when we finally got there, rocks was getting thrown. So. But we definitely thank y'all for coming through and whatnot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to look at 3 different screens. But I definitely appreciate all y'all for coming through and sitting with us and checking in and seeing what we got going on, man. Tune in for the next episode next weekend. And then, like I said, with this one right here, we definitely gonna have a part 2.
Yeah, for sure.
But this topic is not a small issue at all. It's very broad. I try to kind of condense it as much as I could, but yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. But thank y'all for coming through, man. We're gonna roll call. To my right, we got
Mac.
Anthony.
K1.
So,
Cal.
It's been another episode of The Corner. Y'all have a great night. Peace.
Cover your 6.
yeah. 3, baby. You already know how to do it.
3.
Bang.
Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was getting weird looks all the way around. And
Yeah,
he
I
just
mean,
happened to be
he's
the
in an
one.
orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, and he just happened to be the one to step up and be like, "Hey, bro, like, you in person right now?" I was like, "No, I was just like, damn, bro,
yes, sir.
out here looking like a whole inmate apparently."
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah, I
One
question
beer.
the guy. But the guy, he had to see some shit to walk up to a
Yeah.
potential
You know what?
inmate.
You know what?
You know what? Just go ahead and give me another one.
God damn.
Another one?
It's like that. Hey. So we going for baby number 2 tonight.
Sorry.
What's going on?
So
God
say
damn.
it gonna have a. Sorry.
Damn. Shit, boy.
He's thirsty.
He loves his Modelo's now.
He's thirsty.
He said, woo! He said, y'all thought I was playing. I love my Modelo. You want to, don't say kill you.
That little baby.
Oh shit. All right.
You can even speak.
All right.
Get that burp out. Get the burp out.
Yeah. All right. That was an interesting occurrence over there in Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama, Georgia.
Which, not sure if you guys know this, a lot of Alabama is not patrolled by any sort of law enforcement whatsoever. They actually tell you, leaving law enforcement jurisdiction.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Can't imagine what type of bodies they got off in it.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Me and Kim was riding, I was like, "You patting?" He was like, "Yeah, you?" And I was like, "Shit." I'm just gonna be out here, boy. Shit.
Right.
He's gonna be out here.
I'll tell you what.
Technical difficulties.
I'll tell you
Bull
what.
ass.
I did this is it.
Damn. You broke the
I mean, there's a way you
No,
might.
no, it's not. It's not broken.
I didn't touch it back on, but I ain't got the time.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Anywho, yeah, that was
guys.
some interesting days. Got asked if I was incarcerated. Found out that most of Alabama is not within law's
Yeah,
jurisdiction.
we're going live.
Not sanctioned.
We're live. We're live. Why are we live?
What up?
For open chats.
Oh, okay.
Corner, baby.
Now, my question is, share your live video to the groups you selected next time. Okay. Good.
Man, Libby's party was lit, man.
I bet it was.
It looked.
I bet. I already told you. I was talking to them.
Oh yeah, that's a. Go ahead. Oh wait, no,
we're not gonna
after party, you know.
I just ended it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. He ended it.
Chat.
Let me hear it. What happened?
Oh, you talking about the T?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we already recorded.
I did.
What? What? Oh,
you already live.
Yeah, we're live yet.
He
We are
recorded.
recording on the camera.
He can edit all that out.
That's funny.
So go ahead.
Will I?
For the
Yes, out the bag.
I'm saying, Vincent, I'd be very fucked
Like,
up.
yeah, so I my baby mama, right?
That's all I'm saying.
Pulled up on
That's
the
all-
baby mama, you
That's
know.
all I'm
they
saying.
gave her-
Shit, what is it?
That's all I'm saying.
Gave her another baby.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm trying to.
Oh, go ahead. Put up on the bakery so we can suck. Like, you got some technical difficulties here. Like,
We was lost. No one knows, back. No one knows, bro.
Man, damn it, Vincent.
you gonna see her
I
comment.
hate you.
No one knows.
She gonna comment.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
I hate you.
I told my mom to come get me.
Holy shit!
I hate you, Vincent.
Oh.
I hate you.
Damn! Damn!
I was playing, it was a joke.
Joke. Woo!
Little hee hee ha ha. You know, it's getting yuck here. Come on now.
Jesus, man.
Nah, just play it.
Damn,
Come
man.
on, you still gonna get it?
Man, no.
That
Tell us
magic.
what happened.
I had to pull up.
I can't. He live. I can't.
You ain't lying.
He ain't live right now?
No, you're not lying.
You not?
Not yet. I want to hear all of it.
Oh, you know what? I'm about to go live on Instagram too.
Oh, Lord. Right now?
Did you guys watch and learn?
Huh?
Did y'all watch and learn?
Yeah, I already knew I did.
Nah, bro.
I literally was the first one to say that you could fix that.
Trying to fix that.
Like facts.
You fix it in. You fix it.
Watch and learn about what? Oh, the zipper.
one go one
I ain't seen it. Well, I ain't seen
First
it.
of all, technically,
Oh, I am now live on Instagram.
Bad.
And I just sent the link. Shakana said she wanted to get on tonight. So I just sent the link to her. So Kai am about.
But, long story short, it was a good night.
Yeah.
the car was
Hey,
That's all
rocking.
I'm gonna say.
Ah.
Hey,
No. I was not singing. No. Okay. No, and I don't. No.
Oh shit!
Stay on me.
That.
Instead,
She was like.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Since you already go there.
Oh, shoot. I hate y'all. I hate y'all.
And they're doing the balls.
Oh,
Johnson.
boy.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Go me.
Hey. Hey, don't worry about that.
Damn.
It was a good night. That's it.
Thinking about work.
This margarita was really good.
It
Thank
was
you.
good. Very
It
good.
is.
That little, it was amazing, but that little pinch of lime.
I
Understood.
I know, cause remember how I made the other one?
I must already tell y'all crap.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Yeah, I watched it.
Seeds.
Oh, word.
I watched the ending part
Yes.
of
They
it.
didn't make it back into the
Yeah,
city.
what you eat today? Oh, I had Jamaican food before I left here.
Jerk. Jerk.
No, I'm sorry. Curry goat.
Curry
Yeah,
goat.
curry goat.
Very good. Yep.
Ew.
Some good stuff there.
What you mean? Ew.
You
Like
goat?
curry is just
You don't
like
fuck with
low
goat?
tier.
Nah, I fuck with goat.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was eating roast one time. I'm like, yo,
Oh.
good ass roast. They're like, oh, you eating goat.
There ain't no roast.
There ain't no roast.
Ain't no roast.
Roasted goat.
Oh.
Nah, it was roasted goat. That's what it was.
Facts.
But yeah, no, curry goat, rice, peas, plantains. Oh yeah, and 2 beef patties.
Oh, too big.
2 beef patties. Hey,
Shut
shut up! Shut up!
Hey.
Wait. That's the first one.
Boy.
No comment.
Boy.
Man.
No comment.
Hey, why Jamaicans call they beans peas?
I'm sorry?
I
I
don't know.
mean, we got black eyed peas.
Right. And they're beans. They're in bean form.
Y'all asking the wrong one. You know, somebody hit me with an interesting question, like how did the first person that encountered somebody dying explain to somebody else that the person was dead? I was like,
Huh.
yo,
Damn.
the
Hey,
fuck?
bro, I walked in the room, right? Mike. I don't know, bro.
Motherfucker wasn't moving, bro. Like,
Dipped in the motherfucker. Thought he was asleep. That boy was blue. Other dude like, for real? Yeah,
Word.
Shoot, I don't know what the hell going on. I said Mike like 13 times. Nigga still ain't wake right. So you mean you touched the man's shoulder? Yeah. And he still ain't moved? Bro, he cold, bro. Cold, bro.
Come on, come on.
Cold.
Yeah, say that shit.
Damn, that nigga face blue.
Shit, boy.
What we gonna do, bro?
I don't know. Shit. Shit, he's stankin'.
Let's throw him out.
Throw some dirt on. Throw some dirt on. Yeah, dirt.
That's exactly what it helped. Dirt.
Dirt.
Cover
Yeah,
up that
that's
stick.
dirt. Ashes to ashes.
Right. You know the rest. Right. Put a little tombstone right there. You know.
This is where he is. This is it.
And that's the first recorded death.
So we got 3 people that's watching. Hello, viewers.
Oh, so
How
they
you
hearing
doing?
all this bullshit?
I mean, probably.
Hey,
Probably.
what up, folks?
If you're there, leave a comment for us. If you like it.